y'all? It's your girl Kai and I'm back with another video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. If you are new here, what's up? It's your girl Kai. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe because we get lit over here, baby. And go ahead and check out some more videos on my channel so you can get a feel of how lit we get over here and what we do over here, okay? Period. So, OMG, I'm like so freaking hype right now in myself because like I'm finally giving y'all what y'all have been asking for months now, like literally for months, like almost since I've started my channel. I'm finally giving it to y'all my natural hair journey from where I was before and how I got to this, okay? I didn't realize how much time this video was gonna take to prepare. It's literally taken me a week and so many social media platforms and so many old laptops and phones and all of what have you just to even get pictures together so y'all can see the full timeline, and then just ciphering through those pictures to see what y'all needed to see and cropping people out of the photos as well as just putting them in order. I think that was by far the hardest thing, was putting these pictures in freaking order. I had to come to y'all with my natural hair journey. So I'm gonna try to move a little fast because I do have so many photos that I have picked out. I hope y'all enjoy this video, so let's get right into it. So starting with my very early me, I'm gonna go ahead and say I didn't insert pictures of me as a little girl. So when I was little, I didn't have a relaxer. When I was about 4 or 5, I got my first relaxer. My hair color is naturally a light sandy brown. So in this first picture that you're gonna see, I want to say I had to be like 13 right here, and I have my laptop right here, so I'm looking at them too. But this first picture with this horror blue eyeshadow on, I had a relaxer. My hair was a light sandy brown because that's what color it is. I hope you could see it a bit in this picture. And I actually had a bang. My mom cut me a bang because, you know, Nikki was popping at the time. Everybody wanted to freaking look like Nikki, okay? So I had a bang cut and I went to middle school. Was that middle school? No, it was in high school. It was in high school. I went to high school. Everybody told me I look like Nikki. I was like, thank you. Because, you know, I was a Nikki stan, baby. I ended up not liking it a week later and pulling it to the side like a dweeb. Anyway, this next picture is just another picture of my relaxer with my light brown hair, of course. Look, y'all remember the wrap. Y'all remember the wrap. Boy, we used to wrap that thing so tight to where it would stick to our head, and then you would pull the side up. I don't know if everybody used to do this, but you used to pull that side up so it'll go over your cheek and your face, and it'll just do like it. Baby, I was one of those. Yep, yes I was, okay? And at the time, considering that I had a relaxer, I was one of the girls with the longer hair. Me and my sister were the girls with the long brown hair because to have a relaxer, our hair was fairly long. Now, also in high school, this was me dyeing my hair jet black. This is when it began, the love for jet black hair and just the richness of jet black hair. Like, boo. In high school, I felt like a baddie with my jet black hair. So y'all looking at these pictures right now, the front always stays short, I think, or either I always just like curled the front really hard. But you know, I had my wrap going, hair straight. We just thought like we was just, you know, because it was the time period. It was a time period. This had to be, I started high school in 2010 and came out in 2014. So from 2010 to probably like 2012. In 2012 is when I decided that I did not want a relaxer anymore, but we're gonna get later on to that in the story. So here, of course, I have my wrap going. Your girl was cute, but the issue was, I remember going to my beautician and I remember I would always tie my edges down. I was tying the scarf in the front and the back, and what I didn't know was that I was grabbing my hair in the scarf and I was snapping all that hair off. So literally all the front underneath, because I don't have a picture of it because I was able to cover it up very good and I didn't know what was going on, but all the front, like under here, all of this, right, was snapped off. Okay, so it was like straight relaxed hair and it was just snapped off. It was like this short, and it was like that at the nape of my neck too, because I was tying the scarf so tight constantly that it was snapping that hair off. And I didn't know what I was doing, but baby, so this is what I would do. I would get up in the morning, right? I would lay my edges down with IC edge, like edge gel. And so I would lay my edges down, and then I would take the flat iron and do my bangs. Guess what I was grabbing? I was grabbing my edges and I was just breaking off all my edges. They weren't bald. I didn't bald my own edges. It's just the hair was very short because it was broken off. And I decide in 2012 that I think I want to be natural. This is where this comes from. So I was taking hair, skin, and nails pills because I'll never forget, it was a picture of Megan Good in Jet magazine, and her hair was all the way down to her butt. And I just believed that it was Megan Good's hair. I just believed that it was her hair. So I was like, I want my hair to be that long. I want my hair to come down to my butt. So I started taking hair, skin, and nails pills. Of course, in high school with the hormones that I was already enduring and taking those pills, it destroyed my face. Like, my face was really broken out. So with me trying to grow my hair, my sister, she did some research. And she actually found that when you have a relaxer, you have a terminal length. And what that means is when you're with the relaxer, when your hair gets to a certain length, the ends just snap off. Like, that's as long as your hair will grow with the chemicals in it. So I was like, so my hair's not gonna go past here with the relaxer? Bet. Forget this relaxer. It was just interesting how far I've come, and especially like with the time period and how far all of us has come, just embracing our natural hair, because I vividly remember saying that I'm gonna grow my relaxer out. I want natural hair, but I'm only gonna wear it straight because I don't want to look Afrocentric. I'll never forget that. And just with it being that time, and there was barely anyone who had natural hair. Like, no one had natural hair. Everybody had relaxers and weaves and braids. That's it. There were very few women with locks, and there were hardly no women with natural hair. And for me at that time, not to like the style of being Afrocentric and just looking at it as it's a style when it's not a style, it's my culture, it's who I am. And so just the growth in me to now embracing my blackness now. But way back then, that wasn't what was in. If you know, you know that straight hair was in all the time. So what I did was I started wearing braid outs. So I would just braid my hair and take it loose because I'm growing my relaxer out, and I thought that the crinkly look looked cute. But yeah, so basically I'm just starting from square one, just growing my roots out, not getting relaxers. So I was doing a lot of braid outs. In the front, I would do like 2 braids in the front and then do a bun. I wore a lot of buns and things like that. And so I'll never forget it. As I was growing my relaxer out, it got more and more and more. And I asked my mom to put braids in my hair because I was just like, I'm tired of dealing with it. When I took the braids out, I will never forget, I had a fro and I had strings, like thick clump strings of hair. And I was like, I just remember coming in the room and be like, it's gone. It's all gone. I had seen so many YouTube videos where they're saying that if you don't cut your hair, because that was the last thing I wanted to do, was do a big chop and cut my hair off, because I had always had long hair my whole life. So the last thing I wanted to do was to cut my hair off. So I'm thinking, oh, I'm just gonna grow it out until it's just as long as it is now and then snip the ends off. Like, I thought that was gonna work. And so when I saw that, literally in the natural hair community, they were like, if you do not clip as you go, it's gonna break off. Your relaxed hair is gonna break off from your natural hair. And so that's what it had started doing. I took the braids out, and literally I was just like, I had a fro and like strings. So I made an appointment, okay, because I wasn't gonna do it myself. I was not gonna do it myself. So I made an appointment, and I went to the hairstylist that I have gone to forever. I still go to her now. So right now I'm in about 11th grade. I'm in 11th grade, so it is 2012, 2013-ish. And I was like, it's time. So I had a photo and everything. I said, cut it on off. And that is when my big chop happened. This is the only photo I have of my hair being this short. And it's just hilarious that this is the only photo I have, because My boyfriend at the time did not like that I had cut all my hair off, and we ended up breaking up, and I was just like, it's because my hair is little, because I've always had long hair. So much growth of women. I just love it to be like, if you don't like me with short hair, you don't deserve me. I love that now. But back then, being in high school, I was very upset because he kind of changed a little bit towards me because I cut all my hair off. So I guess that time period in my life was just so kind of upsetting that I did not I do not have hardly any pictures of my hair short. This is the only picture. You, my stubbies, are looking at the only picture there is of me with really short hair, like actually flat ironed and out. And I remember the date on this picture, I want to say was March 13th, 2013. Or March 3rd, 2013, March 7th, 2013, one of them. It was March 2013 that this picture was taken, and I remember posting it on Instagram. And you could tell it's 2013 because of my facial expression. Why did we do that? So after that, for prom, I got my first sew-in. I was in 11th grade in 2013, and I got my first ever sew-in. The hair was from the beauty supply store. It was the crinkly hair. So I got a sew-in. This is it. What you're looking at is my leave out. And y'all remember thin eyebrows? My eyebrows were so thin. Anyway, so that's my leave out, and that is my first sew-in. It was for prom. It didn't last very long. And these next pictures, so literally after prom, my boyfriend had broken up with me, right? So if you know, you know, we all had a red hair phase. We all had a red hair phase. Don't tell me you didn't. If you haven't had a red hair phase, you gonna get one. You gonna get one. I swear. I swear you're gonna get one. So I dyed my hair red. My hair was short, and so I dyed my hair red. I hate that you can't really tell or see it in these pictures. By the way, I was at school, I was in dance, so I was a fairy right here. That's why I look kind of silly or whatever, but it was part of a dance recital, and it was my costume. But anyway, I dyed my hair red, and I was like, I started to wear my hair out because I couldn't just wear a weave all the time. So I wore my hair out, and y'all remember we used to take a long headband and then slide it up. That's what you're looking at here. My hair had no curl whatsoever when you look at it because it was all natural right here. I want to say just like the very tips still had relaxer, but it was about all natural right here. So that's pretty much how I wore my hair, just like that, and it was red. So if my hair wasn't that way, I would straighten it. Okay, so here's my red hair. It's straight. It's not very long, but it was at a length that I was happier with. Straightening my hair constantly. It's still red. At this time, it's 2014, and so I started to wear weaves. At my school, I was one of the first people with a 28-inch weave. Period. Okay, a 28-inch weave that was thick, baby. I started wearing a lot of weave. As you can see, I had bangs. So this here is my 12th grade prom and after graduation. So I still had my red hair. I was wearing weave. And so then we fast forward past the summer. I am going to college. My first 2 years of college, so I went off to college in 2014. Still wearing my hair straight all the time. My hair was hardly ever curly. My hair was always straight. Here, I want to say is my 18th birthday because it was freshman year. I came home and my hair was actually curly. It's still red here, even though you may or may not be able to tell. So it is more frizzy. It's still not very curly yet, but it was, when you're in it in the moment at the time period, you're like, ooh, my hair curly or whatever. It's like this soft curl. But baby, my hair was crunchy. My hair was not soft how it is now. Like, I done had about 4 different hair textures like throughout the years. But anyway, so my hair still it's growing and it's curling a bit more, but it's still having a hard time because I was straightening it so much. So once again, here are more pictures from freshman year of college. I wore a lot of sew-ins because I went to a HBCU, baby. You could find anybody up in there to give you a sew-in. Anybody. I would either go home and get my sew-in, or somebody at a darn school was finna sew it in. Period. Okay. So here I was still doing a lot of weave. Y'all remember wand curls, the crinkly. So I was still straightening my hair and I was doing a lot of weave, and I didn't even realize how much weave I was doing until I was actually going back through these pictures and looking. I'm like, dang, I wore a whole lot of weave. So here is a picture. I want to say this is sophomore year. This is the beginning of my sophomore year. So now it is 2015. It's 2015. I got there in 2014, 2015. Yeah, so this is 2015, 2016. Okay, that's this year. I'm looking at it as school years, I guess, because I've always been in school. But this was my hair. It was starting to curl more. I had put the black on top of it. So the red hair was gone. I was over it and stuff like that. I forgot to mention that. After my birthday, my college roommate slapped some black dye in my hair. It was a mess. It was everywhere. It was all over the dorm. I'll never forget it. So the back of my hair, as you can see, is curly. But if you look at that bun, baby, that bun is full of straight hair. And I was just like, ooh, my hair's so soft. I knew the front wasn't curly. I knew it. So I never just wore it all down because the front wasn't curly. I was just still having a really hard time. So still in college, I'm still straightening my hair constantly. My hair is always straight. So this right here, still straight hair, going into my 19th birthday. Straight hair. That was it. Okay, it wasn't extremely long, but it was a really nice length where my hair was always straight. And this is what it would look like when I would try to wear it curly. When I'd be like, oh, I'm not gonna straighten my hair, I'm gonna wear it curly, see what it looks like. I didn't know what products to put on it. The front was straight. Oh my gosh, it looked a mess. It looked a mess. I can't even remember when these pictures are, but me in this green jacket, oh my goodness, I was like, what is this even? Like, look at it. I didn't know what products to put on it, and I could barely fit to figure out what products to put on it because my hair wasn't curly. It was just frizzy. No curl pattern, no nothing. And so then I was like, I feel like I'm manipulating it too much, and that's why it's not curling. I have no idea what's going on at this point. I was just trying to embrace it a bit, but I didn't really wear my curly hair like that on campus yet, because I was still just trying to get a feel for it. But this is what it looked like at the time. It's still kind of short, of course, curly. That's why I wore it straight all the time, because it appeared longer. But it was just a frizzy mess. Oh my goodness. I was like, so we're straightening it again. Okay, we're back straightening it all the time. So that's what a lot of these pictures are, is me with my silk press black hair. That's what it would be. Silk press, okay? That's all I could do, because being in college, can't afford a bunch of natural hair products to even figure it out. So we doing weaves and straight hair. So this was when I was a cheerleader. I decided to put a sewing in. I said, you know what? I really want to get into my curly hair, because now having natural curly hair is getting a little popular. It's starting to get a little popular now. So I was like, I'm gonna put this sew-in in. I'm not putting heat on my hair, because the team couldn't understand why I put a sew-in that looked exactly like my straight hair on top of my hair. They were like, why'd you do that? I was like, I don't want to put heat on my hair for a year, because I'm trying to focus on my hair health now, because I'm like, my hair looks a mess, and I never want it to be where my hair is either straight or I gotta weave in, and I only got two options. So when I cheered, I started wearing weaves, or I started wearing my hair curly. I would put it into buns. I was trying to do more natural hairstyles where the front didn't have to be down, because overall it looked good if it just wasn't down. I could style my hair to make it look like A1, but I was just really trying to go a full year without putting any heat on my hair. And I did it. Woo! So that was great. And as you can see, after the year, I have my hair in this high ponytail, and I'm on the beach. And you can see that my ponytail is curlier. Okay, you see how curly my hair is starting to know what to do, since I'm not constantly manipulating it and putting heat on it. So I'm starting to get curls here, and that was my favorite style. So I was just like, at this point I'm wearing a lot of slick backs and slick ups. I was like, dang, like most of college my hair was, you know, like slicked or whatever. So that was pretty much sophomore and junior year. That my hair wasn't curly yet. And then what I did in this picture, oh my gosh, I'm mortified by this picture. Look at all that straight hair. And I had just cut it off. That's why I took a picture. I remember it. I cut off all the straight hair in the front, or as much as I could, because if I did, my hair would be very short in the front, and it would just be here. Right here, I cut all the front off, and it just started to flourish. It started to curl. So now I'm in like maybe my senior year. So I did 5 years in undergrad instead of 4. So I call it freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. That's what I call it. Okay. So at this point, my hair is starting to curl. It's starting to know what to do. It's still on the frizzy side because I'm still testing out products. I remember my go-to was Eco Gel and the Curl Enhancer Smoothie. Every time, that's all I did. And I just, at the time that was popping. That Curl Enhancer Smoothie was like the thing on the market, was it. So now I'm starting to wear my hair down. I'm starting to wear my curls because they're starting to look cute. Okay, I'm like, oh, I'm kind of feeling myself, you know. But at the same time, I did not feel sexy with curly hair. So when it came to going out, going to clubs and things like that, I kind of had a really hard time because I did not feel sexy with my curly hair. I felt like I looked like a little kid because straight hair was like sex appeal. So that's when, you know, I started wearing braids. I started doing braid outs and things like that. Just trying to get feel sexy. So what you're looking at is like senior year. Now, I wore a lot of braids and started straightening my hair again. So at this point, I think I'm only straightening my hair maybe 3 times a year, if that. I would go longer in between without straightening my hair. So I'm starting to wear my curls more. My makeup gets different. I start wearing lashes because I didn't want to not feel sexy with my curls. Like trying to go out and be nice, like be cute and stuff like that. I wanted to feel sexy with curls and not just sexy with weaves and straight hair all the time. So now I'm trying to wear it more often, embrace it. So my hair is getting curlier. It's actually curling now because I'm not frying it every other week. And also my hair is growing. So that's what I was excited about. When I was straightening my hair, it would be long. It would be so long, and I just loved it. So as time goes on, I want to say this was my second senior year. This is going into my second senior year, I want to say, because it's hard. Like college is just like a jumble of stuff. But my hair is starting to curl. It's starting to curl more, and the products are starting to work better on it as well. And just these are different pictures. You can see how my hair is curly now. It's starting to look like how it looks now. The only difference was it didn't feel that way. So my hair was not very soft. It just wasn't it wasn't nearly as soft as it is now and easy to detangle, and the curls it was not like that. It wasn't, and I don't know why. It was just a little more coarse than what it is now. I don't entirely know why. But my hair is starting to curl. I'm starting to love my natural hair. I used to love doing that little high-low. That was cute. Of course, the front still had its little issues, like I said. And so now I'm not straightening my hair as much, but I'll still straighten it from time to time. You know, do a length check. We love length checks because I loved being like, oh, my hair, because I still had fairly long hair for it to be curly. I used to love to be like, oh, my hair curly, but it's long for real. So if you could tell by like the pictures that I'm posting now, I'm starting to, because I'm wearing my curly hair more, I'm starting to love my curly hair more. It's starting to become part of me, and just I feel sexy, I feel beautiful, I feel confident with my curly hair. and just getting so many compliments on it and just really embracing it. So I love my curly hair. Like, I'm starting to love it now. So this was my first closure. This was the only picture I had of it. But this was my first closure. That's when I started wearing closures, because I did not want to fry my curls. This is when I started to be afraid to damage my curls. Because before I didn't care. I was just like, I'm gonna wear it straight anyway. But this is the point where I was afraid to damage my curls. So this we are looking at in front of the Christmas tree this was the year that I was about to graduate. Because I did about 2 seniors. So this is coming up on when I'm about to graduate, and this is my hair straight. You see, it was not as silked out as it used to be in the past pictures. It has more of like a fluff to it, just a little bit more texture to it. But I liked it because I liked my hair looking thick and long, because it had never been this thick. And so I absolutely love my hair straight. It was so pretty, but I still didn't want to overdo it because I didn't want to damage my curls. So now we are coming up on my graduating year. I graduated college in 2019. My hair is fully curly. I'm wearing my hair curly all the time. It's always big, it's always curly. I had the right products going, a lot of trials and errors, but baby, that hair was popping. These are my graduation pictures. We are cute, okay? I was like, there's some good hair days right there. This was when I moved to Florida and I had straightened my hair, and it was really, really long. Y'all, my hair was so long. I absolutely loved it. It was so long, and it was so much fun to straighten it, because I will only straighten it once a year. So now that I've graduated, like in 2019 and 2020, I will only straighten my hair maybe once a year. I wasn't straightening my hair like that. I also got into wigs at the same time, because now wigs are starting to evolve. And so I actually have a bob wig. It's mad cute. So I have on a wig here. Just for the switch up. Of course, my curly hair is just bomb at this point. I feel sexy with my curly hair. My curly hair is me. Like, I'm starting to absolutely love it. I'm embracing it. And it's just like who I am. Like, when I look in the mirror, I'm like, oh, this is a good hair day. Like, I took pride in my curly hair. So, you know, I'm still wearing braids from time to time. My hair is definitely growing like crazy, because people would be like, oh, well, how do you get your hair to grow so fast? And I'm like, I swear, you don't pay attention to it. You don't notice it. But as it grows, you're not able to track growth without pictures, I feel like. Because I wasn't pulling my hair, checking to see how long it was or anything like that. I could tell from pictures. Like, when I'm looking at these pictures of my curly hair, I'm like, oh my gosh, it was so short. So my curly hair is constantly growing. Of course, I'm still dyeing it black. So these pictures are from when I graduated with my master's degree. I graduated from undergrad in 2019 and graduated with my master's in 2020. And this is when this is the last picture of my hair being straight, because we were in a pandemic here, okay? So this is pandemic time. This is the last time my hair was straightened in 2020, and we are about to come up on 2022. But these are the last pictures of my hair straight. My hair is extremely long, and I know it's way longer than that now, because I graduated August 1st of 2020. Of course, it was pandemic time, so we did it at the house. But this was the last picture. This was the last time I straightened my hair, and I actually started to feel like I don't like straightening my hair anymore. Look, curly hair is now my personality trait, period, okay? So this is how I feel with, I prefer my curly hair over my straight hair, even though my straight hair is really, really long. And since this was over a year ago, I know it's way longer than that now. But we're just updating, more curly hair. Of course, my curly hair is flourishing. I started to wear wigs. I was like, if I want my hair straight, I'm gonna put on a wig. And so if you haven't seen that video already, definitely go check it out, of the wig that looks exactly like my hair. I was like, that's a way that I can wear my hair straight whenever I feel like it. I'll put on a wig, because I just don't want those hot pans anywhere near my hair, okay? I don't want the hot pans near my hair. So just embracing my hair, and just that's just what occurred over the years. And then I started doing mini twists. Y'all, the first time I did my mini twist, I had them shook, baby. I had them shook. And I was shook at myself. I was shook at myself at the mini twist. Like, oh my goodness. I love the mini twist. But now we are up to today. My hair has just grown tremendously. I have been through a lot of different products, trials and errors, and things like that. This whole time I'm still dyeing my hair black. I have never stopped dyeing my hair black. So we still moving up. It's 2021 now. The end of 2021, my hair is just long. It's just flourishing. I'm taking care of it. All I can see myself with is my natural hair. I embrace my natural hair. I feel sexy. I feel beautiful. I feel like Kai with my natural hair, with my curly hair, and I would not have it any other way. I do blow my hair out for protective styles, but that's really it. And it's still really, really long. I know it's extremely long. Maybe we'll see, y'all, because I know y'all want to see this silk pressed out, because it's beautiful silk pressed out, but we will see. Maybe next year. This will be the time of year to do it because it's winter and it'll actually stay. But I'll give y'all a silk press video, I promise. When, I don't know. We might discuss that later. And I feel like back in 2012, making the decision to go natural is the best decision I ever made. So disclaimer, I was not fully natural in 2012. 2012 was when I decided to start growing my relaxer out. So next year will make 10 years that I have been in the natural game, okay? So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope I covered everything. I was looking, I was like, dang, some of these photos are a little out of order, but it's okay. They know what I mean. So I just hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope this helps you on your natural hair journey. If you're struggling, give yourself time, be patient, and just let it go. Don't be link checking, pulling, you know what I'm saying? Just let it happen organically, naturally. Just let it happen naturally, and I promise you will see results, and you'll just begin to embrace your natural hair. And I'm just still gonna be an advocate of feeling sexy, feeling beautiful with your natural hair, and I hope y'all embrace yours too. And if you are out there and you are on your journey now, stick with it. You will never regret it. It's one of the best decisions I ever made. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope y'all like this video. I hope y'all enjoyed these cringy pictures. It took a lot for me to even like show y'all these, because baby, woo, them pictures right there. So I will see you guys in the next video. Y'all be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.